First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zeng Kong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Tupten Tarchi. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice tonight, Guru Padmasambhava, and all of his retinue. Simu, Danzen Gatso, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet. And our participating VIPs today are the Taipei rep to Norway and Sweden, Ambassador Tongzhou Liao's wife, Dharma Sister Judy. Accountant to Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa. PR Director of True Buddha School Taiwan Temple, Dharma Brother Fermi Wang. From England, Dr. Zhang. Today, we had the group practice of Guru Padmasambhava. And today is also the Chinese New Year Day. So here I would like to send my greeting. Have a Happy New Year. May all of you be healthy. That you're happy and in good mood. That you gain power from your spiritual cultivation. That in the future, all of you would have attainment. I wanted to say Do Re Mi to the ghost switch, but it's alright, we'll just let it go. Because I have set the Do Re Mi on the Gregorian New Year, so on this Chinese New Year, we'll just forget it. Just let it go. So we practice Guru Padmasambhava yoga, and to know about his Dharma, we have to know everything. Let me simply describe it here. He was the body, speech and mind of Sakyamuni Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, and Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. So here let's pay homage to Sakyamuni Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, and Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. So which one is the body? That's Amitabha. So Guru Padmasambhava is the body of Amitabha Buddha. That's why his body is red. And who is the emanation of the mind? Sakyamuni Buddha's mind. So he's performing the decree of the Buddha. So he continued to transmit the Buddha's work and the speech of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. And he also symbolized compassion to spread Buddha Dharma. So he's the united emanation of the body, speech, and mind of these three deities. And we all know that he had no father and no mother. He was born from a lotus blossom. That's why he's also a Padma Kumara. He's a true Padma Kumara because he was emanated from a lotus. So he's the chief or the head of all the youth of True Buddha School. So based on seniority, he would be the same lineage as us. Many people ask, how many did Guru Padmasambhava have? How many Buddha mothers or consorts did he have? At the Rainbow Temple, once I asked Chigme Rinpoche, who's my disciple, and he was the chief of council of Dharamsala, the first council at Dharamsala. Chigme Rinpoche had come to our Rainbow Temple. And I asked him, how many Buddha mother did Guru Padmasambhava have? Were they 5? And he said, no. 20? We know there were 20 Buddha mothers who had attainments. He shook his head and said, no. So how many? 108? Because our mala, the chanting beads, always 108. And he replied, no, more. So they're uncountable. So I asked Chigme Rinpoche, and the one following him for the longest were 5 of them. The first one was Ishi Chogal. But Ishi Chogal was not his first Buddha mother. And the first Buddha mother was a princess from India, Mandarawa. When Guru Padmasambhava was still practicing, cultivating in India before he went to Tibet, the first Buddha mother was Mandarawa. What we see nowadays in the Tanka, there are 2 Buddha mothers, Ishichoga and Mandarawa. Mandarawa was a princess in India, and Ishichogal was in Tibet. And King Trizong Dechin gave his queen his consort to Guru Padmasambhava together with golds and precious gems and items, and his most beloved queen to Guru Padmasambhava. That was Ishichogal. So during our grand ceremony, I will talk about Ishichogal deity yoga. So Ishichogal Mandarawa, and the third one was Sakyadeva. So that's the third Siddha. She practiced the longevity deity, the third consort. She was also from Nepal. The fourth one was Kalasiddhi. No, the fourth Buddha Mother. There were 5 of them. The more famous one, Kalasiddhi, was the one following Ishichogal, attendant to Ishichogal. And Ishichogal took her to Chimpu. And when Guru Padmasambhava saw her, told Ishichogal, "Let her become my Buddha Mother." And Ishichogal immediately gave Kalasiddhi to Guru Padmasambhava. Tashi. There's another one, Tashi. That's the 5th one. The 5th consort. And when Ishichogal was practicing at the Taikatong in Bhutan, there was a Bhutan princess who followed her. So, and then Ishichogal had her as her attendant and brought her back to Tibet. So brought this Bhutan princess back to Tibet to meet Guru Padmasambhava. And after Guru Padmasambhava saw her, really liked her, and wanted her to become his consort. So Ishichogal offered her to Guru Padmasambhava. So his 5 Buddha mothers origins were like that. So you may find it very strange. How come this kind of things happen to Guru Padmasambhava? And one more point that's very strange. If you have read the Ishichogal's biography, Guru Padmasambhava instructed Ishichogal to go to Nepal. For what? He said, at Nepal, there was an Atsaru. That's Indian. Typically you call Indians Atsara. There's an Atsara there, and his name was Sale. Some people say Sale, some people say Sani. And that's your Dharma companion. He's an emanation of Hayagriva. So you need to find the Sali to become your spiritual companion and to cultivate spiritually together to open the mandala of Hayagriva. So Ishichogar obeyed to Guru Padmasambhava and went to Nepal to find Sali, and they become spiritual companions. So this is very complex. So the concubine of King Trizong Dechen is the consort or the spiritual companion of Guru Padmasambhava. And she's also the spiritual companion of Sali. So you may be confused. How come the concubine of King Trizong Dechen was offered to Guru Padmasambhava, and Guru Padmasambhava asked her to be with Sali? Many people fell. But let me tell you one thing. To give one woman back and forth from the king to Guru Padmasambhava and from Guru Padmasambhava to Sali. So what did it mean? So the woman had 3 husbands. The first one was the King Trizong Dechen, second was Guru Padmasambhava, and the third one was Sali. But that was not the case. Most importantly is to open the inner mandalas. Nobody can answer this. Someone asked the Guru or Rinpoche, a Rinpoche or a great living Buddha, why this is so uncommon? It's not the norm. Most importantly is to open the mandalas. According to Guru Padmasambhava, inside our body there are mandalas. We all know this is the mandala of Vairocana Buddha right here at the brow chakra. There are 5 Dhyani Buddhas. Amitabha's mandala is right here at the throat. Akshobha Buddha's mandala at the heart. Ratnasambhava's mandala at the navel. And Amoghasiddhi's mandala at the secret chakra. In order to open these mandalas, you need your spiritual companion to open them. In the old sect of Tantric Buddhism, Nyingmapa, the Guru Padmasambhava's teaching, the mandala is not something that you open for you to see. It's not the mandalas like this, but it's the inner mandalas inside our body. Only Grandmaster can explain this. So inside Ishichugal's biography, the so-called opening the mandalas is to open the inner mandala inside the body, using the dual body consort practice to open the mandalas so that you can see the mandala personally. Guru Padmasambhava believes that there are 2 great mandalas that we should pay special attention in order to eliminate hindrances. One belonging Hayagriva Mandala and Vajakilaya Mandala. Once you open the mandalas of Hayagriva and Vajakilaya, you can dispel all hindrances and obstructions. So, when Guru Padmasambhava transformed, frequently he transformed into Vajakilaya or Dorje Purpa. He transformed to become Guru Kilaya. Guru Kilaya. That was the mantra. So Guru Padmasambhava transformed to become the appearance of Vajakilaya, to become Hayagriva, to become Singamukha. I called upon Guru Padmasambhava's retinue earlier because I know Sakyamuni Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, Avalokiteswara Bodhisattva transformed to become Guru Padmasambhava. And around Guru Padmasambhava there appeared Ishichuka Mandarawa, Sakya Devi, Kalashidi, and Tashi children. The 5 Buddha mothers around him, and then 15 more, including the 4 guardian mothers and Dakinis in the 8 directions, and goddesses of the 20 heavens fill the whole sky. And more. White Tara, green Tara, the 5 longevity goddesses of the snowy mountain, the Mahasri, the 12 Mahasris, Vajrayogini, Vajravarahi, Lamdre, Saraswati. Ishichogal was an emanation of Saraswati. Lamdre was a transformation of Ishichogal. So they're all related. They're all interrelated. So you need to know how great Guru Padmasambhava is. His Dharma work is to deliver sentient beings. The whole Tibet is the spiritual work and spiritual center of Guru Padmasambhava. That's how great he was. Just now, when we did our practice, Guru Padmasambhava descended. The 5 Buddha mothers also descended. The 20 Buddha mothers also descended. And innumerable Buddha mothers all descended. So that's my introduction on Padmasambhava, how great he was. The whole Tibet and nowadays the whole world is the Dharma work, is due to the Dharma work of Guru Padmasambhava. So many people ask, there was a Noble Rinpoche. He was asked why the King Trizong Techin offered his concubine to Guru Padmasambhava, and why Guru Padmasambhava offered Ishichogar to Sali. Why? So Noble Rinpoche just look up to the sky. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. 不知道。然后就讲了一句：世俗凡夫啊。
And then he said, mundane beings could never understand a bodhisattva of such high level. They could never understand their dharma work. So when you use the eyes of the ordinary beings to see, they would never know how high the realm of Guru Padmasambhava. In order to open the great mandalas, because Sali was an emanation of Hayagriva, and you need to know, in order to open the mandala of Hayagriva, they need Sali. And only by opening the mandala of Hayagriva, she would be able to dispel all of her karmic transgressions. That's the principle. And the Bhutan princess, Tasi and Kalasidi, they were attendants to Ishichogar. But Ishichogar offered them to Guru Padmasambhava, because Guru Padmasambhava needed to help Tasi children, and he also wanted to help Kalasidi. So these 5 Buddha mothers eventually got the highest siddhi, or highest attainments. In this Ishichogar's biography, Mandarawa visited Tibet and met with Ishichogar. They met each other and they exchanged what they learned from Guru Padmasambhava. Ishichogar shared or taught what she learned from Guru Padmasambhava to Mandarawa, and the same Mandarawa shared her dharma practices to Ishichogar, and they cultivated and both had attainments. So Guru Padmasambhava's dharma work in Tibet did not go very smoothly, because the Bon tradition in Tibet always opposed him. First, they wanted to dispel Guru Padmasambhava out of Tibet and banish Ishichogar to the borderlands of Tibet. But luckily, the 12 earth goddess mothers from Lu-Ling formed 12 divine palanquin to carry Guru Padmasambhava and Ishichogar. and to flew to the realm of Dakinis.
所以这个奔波教的这些王臣啊，奔波教的
So
这些贵族王臣要
So the Bon ministers and royalties wanted to kick out Guru Padmasambhava and banish Ishichogal to the borderlands.
跟大家谈一谈莲花生大师
So that's
给大家听。
about Guru Padmasambhava and his assembly.
莲花生大师
Only Grandmaster knows about Guru Padmasambhava,
那么多的佛母，
why he had so many Buddha mothers.
主要是
Primarily
起佛母
because he wanted to open the mandalas of the Buddha mothers,
体会到
to let the Buddha mothers
谈
to
看
personally
那种形状。
realize and see the form of the mandalas.
这个是，也就是莲花生大师他至高的、至高的、
So this
高
is
的一个法，很高的一个法。
the
世俗人
highest Dharma practice of Guru
没办
Padmasambhava.
法去了解
Of course, ordinary beings
它。
cannot possibly understand it.
每一个佛母所学习
But
都不一样。
most importantly about his Buddha mothers are that they practice a different thing, and the mandalas that they saw were all different.
大师伟大的地方。
And this is how great Guru Padmasambhava was.
我跟你讲的是，我们世间的人讲
He wasn't like
什么？世间的人讲
the
莲花
common
大
people
那么
would
多的佛母，
call Guru Padmasambhava with so many
那是什么？
Buddha mothers as
那是诸葛四郎。诸葛四郎是以前一个画画，我们小时候看的诸葛四郎的漫画，
as like the pig,
把
the
四郎
womanizer
打掉
pig.
就剩下前面两个字诸葛。
So like the swine.
因为他有能力
But that's not the case,
谈成，
because he had the capability to open the mandalas.
你行这个
But if you're not able to open the mandalas and you do this Dharma
你根
practice,
本就没有那个能力。
then you don't have such
最
capability.
主要的条件，
There are two basic, the most
莲花生大师
basic requirements.
都记住的。
And of course, Guru Padmasambhava had them both. One is
没有漏失
the requirement to be non-leaking, the light drops.
证悟空性的条件，
And
他
second,
理解
that he had the attainment of the empty nature. He comprehended that everything is empty.
从哪里去理解这个？
So the requirement,
从
how do you
所有
understand
的量
this
气
emptiness
这个空
from the
从
measurement
量就是
or the pramana,
量，从这个圣言量、史传量、
from the pramana through the sages,
史传
through the records, historic records,
质量，
through,
我讲过了，
I have talked about this
识觉量、
measurement,
接受量。对了，
all
有
the
这四
different
个量
pramanas.
证悟空性，你证悟了空性以后，你才有资格，
To realize and comprehend the empty
才
nature.
有资格去修这个法。
And once you satisfy these two requirements, only then you have the qualification to do this practice. the co-worker's wife got pregnant, and the expected childbirth date was in the year of the dragon, the beginning year of the dragon. And he boasted to his mom that you're about to have a dragon prince. That's a term. But his wife had the premature birth. And so he called his mom and just said it very softly. You did not have the dragon prince, but instead you have the rabbit bread. It's a term in Chinese. Call a bread with the rabbit on it. Dragons, like the divine dragons that's in the sky, and rabbit is rather small. So that's about power or measurement. So the measurement of the dragon is rather big, and the rabbit is rather small. But whether you give birth to a dragon or a rabbit or a rat, they are all great. For a human being, as long as you have attainment or CD, then you would be great. Sakyamuni Buddha said, what is the greatest? Once you're in union with the Tao or the Way, then you're the greatest. The rest are all ordinary and mundane. As long as you're spiritually cultivating and be one with the Tao, then you would be greatest. And Grandmaster is always in union with Yidams, with Amitabha Buddha, with Golden Mother, with Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. When I'm in union with Amitabha Buddha, and by standing there, to my right is Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. To my left is Mahastama Prapta Bodhisattva. So when you're in union, then the Pure Land Trinity would appear together. Only then you're considered great. Time flies. Now we are celebrating Chinese New Year again. Of course, we would eat and drink. And then my friend introduced me to a diet tape. It's very easy. You just tape it. And it's a 7-day period, and it's cheap. And I asked, where should I put this tape on your mouth? So that's the formula, right? To tape it on your mouth. Once you do that, you would definitely lose weight. So that's the formula, right? If you want to lose weight, our Master Hui Jin, right there. When we were in Taiwan, she always followed us when disciples made meal offering to us. And she always ordered something very special, and she wanted to eat very little, maybe just a small bowl of noodle. She wanted to lose weight. She didn't eat this, she didn't eat that. But as soon as she got back to her own office, she would snack while working. So how you can really lose weight like that? No, you're gaining weight.
1 year 1 time. 1 year 1 time.
1 year, 1 time.
每一次我讲慧君，她就会
Every time I talk about Hui Jun, she always finds somebody heavier than she is. So in Buddhism, that's called pramana by comparison, so measuring by comparison. And why Grandmaster is not talking about her? But she's not my attendant, but you were. Disciple. But she's not in front of my eyes that often. You know, let me tell you, Hui Jun's face is getting skinnier, but from your back, oh my God, it's incredible. When Simu and her, and they were wearing their shoes and they bowed down, and then Hui Jun's behind touched Simu and knocked Simu off to hit the wall and then slide it down. I told you it's very important to lose weight. This kind of attendant with 2 strikes, you hit down Simu. Now let's talk about Lamdre. It talks about hindrances due to the increase of the demonic power. After freeing oneself from the outside demons, one's mind gains some strength. And at the period of the middling accumulation, there is the so-called hindrances due to the increase of the demonic power. Inner demons from the cemetery, etc., give rise to jealousy, which causes suffering in the body and mind, etc. These kinds of hindrances moving the position of the protection wheel, because Vajra walls don't match these gods. And Indra, the gathered fire, doesn't match the heavenly fire. The net of arrows cannot match Buddha's self-mastery. As stated in the verse, everything is generated by the mind. Everything starts from it. Because it is a mirage, it is no different from the meaning of the ocean of the nature of the true suchness as the protection. The hindered one, the hindering demon, the intrinsic nature of the hindrance, these 3 wheels are lucid in the mind, knowing that the mind is illusory, knowing that the illusion has no self-nature. Use these 3 formulas as protection. This end, this instruction. This piece is very important. When your Dharma power is getting stronger, and if the demon is jealous of you, he would generate the demonic obstructions. Why? The demonic power is very strong. Let me tell you, the demon has the kind of power of the heavenly God. It talks about hindrances. You know how to perform the protection of the fourfold protection, but the Vajra walls cannot match these gods. So you know to set the Vajra walls, and on top the Vajra net, and at the bottom Vajra foundation, and on the four sides 4 Vajra walls, and then all around the Vajra fire. However, these walls cannot match the gods of the 4 directions. So the gods who protect the 4 directions. So if they are jealous and obstruct you, that's the hindrances because of the demonic power. And the guarded fire does not match the heavenly fire. So if the heavenly fire is also obstructing you, like if you want to attain arhatship, like because on the Vajra walls they are the Vajra fire, but the Vajra fire cannot match the heavenly fire. The heavenly fire God can extinguish the Vajra fire, then you would suffer calamities. And the net of arrows cannot match the self-mastery of the Buddhas. So you have bows and arrows on your Vajra net, but it also cannot match a heavenly God, a Mahaswara God. You cannot win over them. And also the head of the cemeteries and the inner demons, if they are jealous, they would obstruct you. So the master of the ceremony, bringing all the ghosts to hinder you, to obstruct you. These are all hindrances, and you cannot win over them. Even after you do protections, you still cannot match them. The only thing that can match them is the power from your meditation. The power of meditation, and to gain the wisdom to break that demonic power. How? Everything is generated by the mind. Everything starts from it. Because it is a mirage, it is no different from the meaning of the ocean, of the nature of true suchness. Use that as protection. Know that the mind is illusory. Know that the illusion has no self-nature. Use these 3 formulas as protection. And this is the end of the 3 ways of protections against hindrances of knowing the methods. So the hindrances created by these heavenly demons cannot be a match by just the ordinary protections. But how do you match them? How do you compel them? Is to know from your meditation practices that all these demonic obstructions come from your own karma. Know that they are all illusory. They have no self-nature. So even when the demons come to obstruct you, it has no self-nature. They are all illusions. They are all the karma of the mind, because your mind was contaminated and manifested these hindrances and obstructions. So you need to understand these 3 points. First, they are the illusions manifested by your own mind due to the past karma. that the demonic power that were manifested was also illusory and has no self-nature. So use these 3 points to break apart the hindrances of the demons. So now you understand. This whole excerpt was talking about this. So the hindrance is due to the increase of the demonic powers because they are the heavenly gods. So the obstructions and hindrances manifested by the heavenly gods or heavenly demons, including Indra, heavenly fire god, and Buddha, Mahaswara, all the hindrances. So the demons were manifested by your own mind and by your own illusions. They all have no self-nature. One time, Milarepa also encountered the hindrances of the demons. The same with Ishichoga, also encountered these demonic hindrances. And Milarepa regarded that demons stayed in his cave and never left him alone. And then eventually he realized that the demon has no self-nature. It was just an illusion, and the demon disappeared. That's all I could explain. You use your power of meditation to understand, to have the wisdom to get rid of the demonic hindrances. That these are the illusions manifested due to, by your own mind, due to your own past karma. So this is the trick, is to use your own mind to break apart these hindrances, to dispel these hindrances. Finally, I conjure up my courage to tell the lady I had in crush with that she looks not bad, which is like you can patiently looking at. But she replied that she has no patience. But spiritual cultivation is long term. You have to have patience. It's not just all your life, this life, but all of your lives, many lifetimes. You know, sometimes hindrances are created by yourself. Actually, there are no hindrances, and you create them yourself. I told my wife, my electronic shaver is very noisy. Can you change? Can you give me a new one? And the wife replied, but when you sleep, your noise was also very loud. Should I exchange you too? In Chinese, we say in the morning, in Taiwanese, 早安 sounds in Taiwanese like looking for husbands. And in the afternoon, we say 午安, good afternoon. But in Taiwanese, it sounds like I have a husband. And at night, in Chinese, we say 晚安, which means good evening, but in Taiwanese, it sounds like changing my husband. Changing husband. Just now, the joke said, you want to change your shaver, but your snoring noise is very loud. That's also comparison, but you cannot compare like that. This is New Year, everybody's get red envelopes. From young, he or she give me the most red envelopes, and they have to give the red envelope. And who are they? They're the mosquitoes. Because a red envelope in Chinese also is like a red bum. You know, America, Seattle, it's like heavens because there are no mosquitoes. You don't have to hang the mosquito nets. The American mosquitoes are very big. They are several kilos. And they don't move and they don't sting you. But something really bad in Taiwan is the mosquitoes. So Taiwan is the Formosa, the precious island. But we have so many bums because there's so many mosquitoes and so many cockroaches. And now we have the air pollution and mosquitoes. And Simu doesn't want to go back. So I just follow her wish to achieve my own will, take advantage of the situation. So for cockroaches, we always have to spray, and they always make announcements not to go there or touch it in the area. And after they finish spraying, and then when we get to the garage, they were all cockroaches, all on the ground, dead cockroaches. Oh. So when you get home, you have to, as if you're making some incantation, you have to like use your clothing or something to wave it, to not let the mosquitoes enter the house with you. Because if there's even one, you cannot sleep all night, even just one. And they fly, they keep, it's just around your ears. They don't go elsewhere. They always find you. It always find you. I heard mosquitoes don't have eyes. They just feel the pulse. And they find you that way. Do you have mosquitoes in Hong Kong? Do you need mosquitoes nets and mosquito incense, mosquito repellents? The air is already so polluted, and then you still have to breathe in that mosquito repellent fumes. How can you practice anything? There was a man that was panting, entering into the pet shop. And you sold a dog to me, and there was a thief that took $300 from my house, and the dog did not even bark at all. And the shopkeeper said, oh, because this dog was the dog belonging to a millionaire or a billionaire, so $300 is nothing to him. So there's this kind of comparison. So this is a pramana by comparison. $300 or upamana. So do you dare to put up this couplets? Like during New Year's we always place some calligraphy on the walls. Attract the spring, attract the fortunes, and to get the wife, to get the mistress, to get welcoming the spring and the joy and the second wife, and welcoming the fortune, money, and the mistress. That's all for today. Om Mani Padme Hum.